So today we're going to talk about the process of building your own house. I'll give you some tips as to try and make that process as smooth as possible. One of the first things what we find is people obviously have an idea, they have a project which they would like to build, they go to an architect, the architect draws up some designs, you as a client love the design, you submit it then to planning, you get the planning approved. Then the architect comes to someone like us who's a specialist window supplier. The problem we have then is sometimes the design, which the customer has designed, we can't always supply the windows. It's where the customer has designed a floor-to-ceiling window which opens. The problem we have there is it runs into the customer might fall out when the window is opening. Customers haven't realised that and just think it looks fantastic on the build, but there's an issue. How do we get around that problem? It's much easier once you design something with your architect to speak to someone like ourselves and say, this is the design we've got. Is it possible we can get all the windows, all the sliding doors, all the bifolds from yourself? Can manufacturers actually make the windows we want in our project? So the next process is, okay, I've got my project. I know the windows, I know the supply of the windows. I need some tradespeople, I need a builder, I need a contractor. This is the most important bit, to get a good contract, a good builder, and good communications. There's got to be good communications between you and the builder or the contractor. Once you have the contractor, most contractors and builders will say, okay, where are you getting your windows from? Which supplier are you using? And he will say, don't worry, I've been doing this for 30 years, I've been doing this for 20 years, I will install the windows. That's absolutely fine. The issue you have is if there's a problem with the window down the line. If you use a specialist window supplier who has their own installation team, not a window supplier who's subcontracting that out, but an actual window supplier who have their own men who are installing the windows. It makes it much easier, because if you have a problem, the first thing what will happen is you'll go back to the window supplier and you'll say, I've got a problem. The window supplier will come out, he'll look at what the problem is, and he'll turn to you and say, actually it's an installation problem. You then go to your builder and say, the window supplier said, it's an installation problem. The builder is then going to say, no, it's not an installation problem, it's the window supplier. That leaves you in the middle trying to sort this out. If you use a window supplier who then installs and supplies, you just go to that window supplier and say, I've got a problem, solve it. So you've got your window supplier. The window supplier is going to install the windows as well. Another big bonus is, what does that window supplier offer? Some customers make some big projects such as curtain walling. Curtain walling needs to have a design and draw and needs to have structural calcs. Most architects don't have that capability in-house. But also what you want is a project manager. You want a window supplier who has a project manager. The project manager then can speak to your builder, your contractor, your architect. He can get all those people together and communicate to make the project work. That's the most important bit. That takes all the pressure, all the stress away from you, because then the experts are speaking with each other. So just to recap, first get your design, speak to your architect, but before you put it to planning permission, speak to your specialist window supplier. 2, when you speak to your builder or contractor, ask them how experienced they are in fitting the windows, not just any window, but the actual manufacturer you have actually chosen, because each manufacturer will have a different way of installing, and each manufacturer will ask for specific ways of installing that to make sure that those windows are still covered under the warranty. And the last bit is to make sure that your window supplier has a project management team who can speak to your architect, your builder, your contractor, and get all those people together into a Teams meeting so the project will run smoothly. So thank you for watching the video today. I hope that has been a help. I hope there's some tips you can take away from there. If you need any help, you know where we are. We're at www.buildmat.co.uk, or we're on the telephone 0191 447 8289 option 1, and just ask for myself, Paul. Thank you for watching.